Look at them. Every one of them has a story in their eyes. So calm, so alive. You're not trapped behind glass. You're not pretending to smile for the crowd. You're free. Tilikum, that's your name, huh? You're the biggest, the strongest. But I can see it, you're tired of this place too, aren't you? One day it'll come find you. And when I do, we'll swim together. Just you and me.
Call security! There's a man in the tank, he's not moving!
On a humid summer morning in Orlando, July 6th, SeaWorld staff arrived to a shocking sight. Inside the massive Orca pool, floating lifelessly, was the body of a man, draped across the back of a 12,000-pound killer whale named Tilikum. This man was not a trainer. Not a performer. Not even an employee of the park. His name was Daniel Dukes, a 27-year-old drifter who, somehow, had found his way past security into one of the most dangerous enclosures in the world. But how did Daniel end up inside that tank? What really happened during those dark hours of the night? And why did it take until the morning for anyone to discover him? Tonight, we unravel one of SeaWorld's most disturbing tragedies, a story filled with unanswered questions, conflicting reports, and a haunting legacy that would cast a shadow for decades. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to Animal Crimes channel and turn on the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any of our deep dive documentaries into real-life stories the world has almost forgotten. Now, let's begin. To understand what happened, we must first know who Daniel Dukes was. Born in 1971 in Florida, Daniel lived a quiet, often troubled life. Friends described him as eccentric, shy, and sometimes restless. He worked odd jobs but never stayed in one place for long. Daniel had one unusual fascination: killer whales. He spoke often about wanting to become one with them. Some even claimed he had dreams of living among orcas in the wild. But his obsession wasn't just admiration, it bordered on an escape from reality. Reports later revealed that Daniel had purchased a ticket to SeaWorld Orlando days before the tragedy, planning something no one could have imagined. On July 5, 1999, families filled SeaWorld for a long day of summer attractions. After the crowds thinned and the lights dimmed, SeaWorld closed its gates. Security made their final rounds. But Daniel never left. Exactly how he avoided detection remains unclear. Some suggest he hid inside the park's restrooms until staff had gone. Others believe he slipped past barriers unnoticed. At some point in the night, Daniel reached Shamu Stadium, the home of SeaWorld's most famous orcas. And among them, the largest, most imposing of all, Tilikum. Standing over 22 feet long and weighing more than 12,000 pounds, Tilikum was already infamous. He had been involved in a trainer's death at a Canadian marine park, Sealand of the Pacific, in 1991. Still, SeaWorld had purchased him, parading him as their prize attraction. That night, under the cover of darkness, Daniel stripped down, leaving only his swimming trunks. He climbed the stadium platform and dove into the chilling 50-degree water. And that is where speculation begins. Did Daniel intend to swim peacefully with the whales? Was it a dare to himself? Or did he truly believe he could bond with these massive predators? No one can say for sure. When dawn broke on July 6, 1999, trainers arrived to prepare for the day's first performance. But as they approached the pool, a horrifying sight froze them in place. Floating in the water, draped lifelessly across Tilikum's back, was the body of a man. Emergency responders were called. The body was retrieved. It was Daniel Dukes. Autopsy reports later revealed he had drowned and suffered hypothermia. His injuries showed signs of being pulled, dragged, and bitten, though whether before or after death remains disputed. SeaWorld insisted Tilikum had not attacked Daniel, but that the man's body had been handled in the way orcas often play with objects in their tanks. Still, chilling details emerged. Daniel was found naked, his clothes folded neatly nearby. Scratches, bruises, and bite marks told a disturbing story, one of panic, struggle, and helplessness inside the giant tank. The news exploded across headlines: "Man found dead on killer whale at SeaWorld." Questions piled up. Why had there been no alarms? No cameras catching what happened? How could a man trespass into one of the park's most secure areas unnoticed? Critics accused SeaWorld of negligence. If security had been tighter, Daniel would never have entered. If Tilikum had not been kept in captivity, this tragedy may never have unfolded. But SeaWorld stood firm. Their official stance: Daniel had trespassed willingly. His death, they claimed, was the tragic consequence of his own actions. Yet, the shadow of Tilikum's past loomed over the story. This wasn't his first death. And tragically, it wouldn't be his last. For the next decade, Tilikum continued to perform at SeaWorld. Audiences cheered, unaware, or perhaps ignoring, the dark history surrounding him. But behind the scenes, trainers whispered their fears. Some avoided working directly with him. Others felt a deep sadness seeing such an intelligent creature trapped in concrete walls. And then, in 2010, tragedy struck again. During a live show, Tilikum pulled trainer Dawn Brancheau into the water and killed her in front of a stadium of horrified spectators. That incident reignited the debate, leading to documentaries like Blackfish, public outrage, and eventually, the end of SeaWorld's Orca breeding program. But for those who remember, Daniel Duke's death was the warning sign, the first major alarm that something was deeply wrong. To this day, the truth of what happened in those dark hours remains uncertain. Did Daniel believe he could form a connection with Tilikum? Did he underestimate the danger of swimming with a captive predator? Or did something far more sinister happen in that tank that night, something we may never fully know? The official records point to drowning and hypothermia. But the scars on his body, the position he was found in, and the history of the whale tell a much darker tale. The story of Daniel Dukes is not just about a man who trespassed into a marine park. It's about the illusion of control. Humans believe they have over nature, and the devastating consequences when that illusion shatters. Tilikum lived until 2017, a symbol of both awe and tragedy. His name forever etched into history, not for the shows he performed, but for the lives lost around him. And Daniel Dukes? His life, his choices, and his death remain a haunting reminder of what happens when obsession meets captivity. If you found this story gripping, don't forget to subscribe to Animal Crimes channel for more in-depth documentaries. And share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Daniel's death was an accident of curiosity, or something far more tragic? Until next time, stay curious, and stay safe.